So you can get certified. So again, this is a free and open source tool for you to use to help design your project. Go for it, you know, have fun with it. But if you want to have that formal water score for whatever reason, you know, there is a certification pathway that we are building out. And so what that's going to be looking at is photos, receipts, calculations, testing results in an email or a letter, handwritten. That doesn't ever happen. An inspection checklist that got mashed up there with landscape plans, but an inspection checklist through like the GreenHome inspection checklist that we use for GreenStar has all the information in there for a third-party assessor to catch all this stuff where they're out in the field and put that information in there. Landscape plans, and then coming soon, just as someone had pointed out here, yes, we are going to be looking at fixture testing right there on the site to make sure it's actually flowing correctly. One key way to make sure things are flowing correctly is to have a 50 to 60 psi. So you know, if you're over 60 psi, your low flow devices are going to flow higher, and you're going to have high pressure. If you have a low pressure system, your low flow devices are going to be even super low flow. So you'll be super green, and your clients will be super angry. So you know, not advising that. So you want to get in that 50 to 60 range, and so that kind of testing is required. But outside of that, you know, actually testing the devices for their flow rates in the field is going to be important. And then irrigation system commissioning, assuming you don't design without an irrigation system, which can easily be done nowadays. But if you are going to use one, then you know, we'll have some commissioning. So here's just an example of a house we were out auditing for GreenStar, including the home water score. And so there's me on the left, kind of taking a photo where I was kind of marking on my phone what the actual flow rate was, because I can't really see it so well in the picture, even though I saw it in person. And then on the right side is just sort of an email from the plumber, who again just verified that they did the pressure blowout system at the pre-drywall stage, and verified that, and away we go. So those are just some examples of documentation we would be looking for. So of course, the other question on everyone's mind is how much does it cost for certification? So right now we're free during the 2019 pilot period, and so we just want your feedback. What's not working, how awful this thing is, and you know, what can we do to make it better? And then free if you're doing a GreenStar certification project. It just comes right along with it as part of the GreenStar program, as it's embedded into it. Free for GreenHome Institute members and our partner collaborative partners that we have after 2019. And then also we have cities that have what we call the Green Affordable Housing Grant programs. Right now we have Grand Rapids under a Green Affordable Housing program. So any city that's in a Green Affordable Housing area can access and use this and many other things with us, you know, at no cost under the grant. What are some fees to look out for? Well, it's ideal that you're going to have a third-party assessor come through. There is a kind of not a pathway to do it without that, through self-documentation and working with us. But however, you know, if you're going to be having the third-party GreenStar assessor come through and do this for you, you know, we can't comp their costs. So there could be a cost there. And then, you know, our plumbers or landscape architects going to charge more for calculations or for testing or for commissioning. You're going to have to get with them and ask them that. That's not anything we can, you know, can control. So here is a example of kind of our working certificate that you can get for your score. It'll have the 1 through 10 on it. It'll have an estimated water consumption and maybe cost. We're looking into that aspect of it. And if you want to have a residence or an apartment name or number, or keep that off, this is an official certificate that will be given out. And then if you're doing GreenStar certification, the score will be what we call a badge. So we have many badges in GreenStar. And so right now we're kind of looking at these badges being added on to your online profile and your certificates of saying, yep, you've got a GreenStar Platinum certified home, and also you've got a home water score of, you know, whatever it may be. And then within GreenStar, we're going to have a zero water capable badge. So that's if you could score a 10 on the system, you instantly get our zero water capable badge. We are still working on the graphics for that. As you can imagine, there's not millions of people clamoring to be zero water just yet, but we're getting there. We're getting some movement going. We've got some pilot projects. And then also the Zero Water Hero badge in recognition, which is an ongoing yearly recognition for your clients who want to report out their zero water usage and prove it on an ongoing basis that they've actually achieved it. And they don't even have to have this score or do any of this stuff. They just need to show us, zero water usage. And then what is the future of the home water score? So right now, we are actually testing this tool out on various sort of high-end GreenStar new homes underway. And then also we've got many low-income housing projects and a special focused low-income housing water efficiency program in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And so we're going to have hopefully well over 300 homes here in the next year, and hopefully some water use data on those homes to see how close we're getting, and just seeing, refining the score and having those homes all scored out. So, but we're opening this up to anybody who wants to utilize it and give us feedback and hopefully make use of it for your own program or whatever you're working on. The other goal is to completely get away from Google Sheets. And so currently our GreenStar and Home Water Score are built into Google Sheets as a fallback, but we're going to an online-based web tool where there'll be one kind of unified tool and you can use one or the other if you like, and it can be done from a smartphone, and you won't need we don't have to have Google Access, which I know some people don't like or don't have, I understand. So we're going to get away from that. We're working with Grand Valley State University right now, who has a capstone design class to build that out, and that's coming together really well, and then we'll keep it moving forward once it gets off the ground running. We're going to be building in hopefully outdoor water calcs and then maybe some rainwater and grain water calcs. So I will say at this point in time, there is the alternatives, and I think the one that's the most exciting and that one we've got a session on and we've talked about and we're hoping to see a lot of traction on is called the Water Efficiency Rating Score, or WERS. I believe this is codified in the state of New Mexico and incentivized in Santa Fe, which is fantastic, and we hope to see that happen more. This is a very robust tool that I've personally used to help people make better financial decisions with their water. And it includes the outdoor water usage, and it's much better refined than EPA's. And it includes rainwater and gray water tools, among many others. So, and it's already got the quality assurance process built out and assessors being trained. And I wanted to say that we're allowing this in lieu of the home water score in GreenStar if you're pursuing a GreenStar certification. The way you would use this then is you would just build out the house as is code compliant, and then build out the second one as is you would like it to be through the rating, and then from there whatever the percentage savings are, if you'll notice, that's how you get your score, right? It's just based on your percent savings better than the code all the way down to zero water. And actually this would be a great tool if you're pursuing zero water, and the zero water capable badge. This is the one that we're highly recommending. And then also to know, this has, I believe, multifamily and some other metrics built into it. So that's fantastic. And you can use the home water score for multifamily as well, but this I think has that in it. And then there's of course the ResNet is launching the HERS H2O, which I think is in pilot as well. And that'll be interconnected with EPA WaterSense water budget and maybe the WaterSense program. We're going to be doing a webinar with them here and have a session on our YouTube channel in the coming months as well, just to find out what that's all about. So with that, I want to thank all of you for joining us. I want to thank our board of directors, our volunteers, all of our sponsors. We do have a lot more time here for questions, so I'll be sticking around. But a big thanks to you joining us. Thanks to our top tier sponsor, Mitsubishi Electric, helping you get to net zero, going all electric, gas free, single-family renovations, ducted systems, ductless, multifamily, you name it, commercial as well. T-stud, structurally insulated framing systems that save money and energy behind the walls. And then Shrinergy for both on-the-go and in your home or office, solar-powered all-electric battery backup systems for not if, but when the grid goes down. So like I said, we have some more time for questions, and I see a couple coming in. But as those questions are coming in, I just wanted to also, for those of you listening live today, to get your CEUs, make sure to take that survey that pops up at the end of the session, verifies your attendance, and then take it only once. It's going to be emailed to you. It's going to pop up. For those of you who are listening to the recording of this in the future, now for you, make sure to take that quiz with an 80% passing rate. GHI members and YouTube users, open up the YouTube full screen, and US GBC viewers for your CEU, make sure to follow those instructions. So this is real quick. We've been asked to kind of provide these instructions for you watching this on demand on our YouTube channel. Make sure to when this pops up, go ahead and click that YouTube link there down at the bottom. And then from there on the left, go all the way down into the details and click the Show More tab. And then the Show More tab will give you some details about watching a quiz or taking a quiz and submitting it. So make sure to follow that quiz link all the way back, take that quiz, and then submit it from the comments section from there. So there was one question about, let's see here. So there was a question about how, well, I'll try to get to this later. It's not a water related question, but I'll be happy to answer it. So there was somebody chiming in about WERS, and thanks for joining us here and bringing that out there. And the question was for going outside of use or going outside of the US, WERS has added the ability to accommodate metrics measurements like liters, meters, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, that is another issue when you go outside of the U.S. You're using a different measuring system, the one I think we should personally be using. But anyway, that aside, you're using different measurements, and so we don't have that built into home water score, but the WERS has built that out. Is there a list of tools that measure performance? Years ago, there were water weir bags that could measure shower usage through unable to locate them. Yeah, that's a great question, and again, I know the folks over at the Green Builder Coalition and WERS have been thinking through and I believe requiring on-site water measurements of devices in some way or another. And so check them out, and then we'll also be looking for some strategies to do that in the future. What those are, I can't say for sure. Somebody chimed in and says the EPA WaterSense still has some of those weir bags for water usage showers, though they aren't the best method. But again, maybe you can go out there and pick them up. So there was a question about WaterSense certification, and WaterSense certification is very important. And that's because, that's our second line of defense of knowing a device actually is actually going to perform to what its rating is, short of actually measuring it. And so, at this time, we're trying to figure out how we're going to incorporate WaterSense into the home water score as to whether, it will be required, or if it's not WaterSense certified, will we just sort of, lose some usage? And I guess that would depend on if a study comes out showing that, what is the result of a WaterSense certified product over one that's not. We are thankful for many of the folks we work with, like Niagara Conservation, who do have all WaterSense certified products. And at this point, we're going to always recommend, and if we're consulting on a project, to only use products that have went through the, the formal WaterSense certification. I think that is important. And it sounds like WaterSense 2.0 is moving towards a dual certification through WERS, HERS H2O, and SNWA's Water Smart program, which I think might, correct me if I'm wrong, is in Florida. I believe they have a robust local water program, but yeah, that's one thing to know as well. Southern Nevada Water Authority. Okay, you a little far off. So the other question, and we still want to take some questions about water, but there was a question, and I'll be happy to answer this, about GreenStar recertification, and then about I believe aging in place. So those are kind of two different questions. You know, one of the things with all these tools, like the water score, is that it's sort of a it's just like how everybody, especially on existing homes, which is really what we're trying to improve here, or even new homes, we find, you know, we have a LEED certified platinum home that we're actually 9 years later, we're going to go back to it and take a look at it and upgrade it and turn it into a LEED plus zero energy home, because, you know, at the end of the day, we can always get better. We can always improve. Even a LEED certified or platinum certified home or a high water score home can always get better. It's never perfect. And so you can always, you know, make improvements and adjustments and add-ons. And so what I'm getting at is, you know, especially with the way people typically make improvements, is it's always, you know, it's not ideal to do it stage by stage, one by one, but sometimes financing and funding limit your opportunities. So I understand. I'm a homeowner myself, and I run into those issues too. And so, you know, it could be iterative. So maybe, you know, maybe this year you replace one toilet and get your home water score up to a 2. And then, you know, in the next year, you get the funding to replace your other toilet, your shower head, you know, redo your landscape, and you can get your home water score up to a 5. So it's just, it's there designed for you to keep rescoring and keep moving the needle forward on sustainability. And we're happy to, that's what we want to do with these tools, is to help set up a pathway to kind of keep moving forward and keep helping people, you know, progress within their projects. And then, yeah, so we're going to be doing, once we fully get GreenStar kind of ready to go, as there's a lot more to it than the home water score, we are going to be having a aging in place, universal design, 0-step accessibility pathway and badge. And in fact, maybe some requirements for that, some very easy low-hanging fruits to ensure that you know, everybody has access to a green home, which is very important to us. All right. Well, I don't see any other questions, so I think, you know, feel free to just utilize this thing and go through it. And if you see anything that's weird, let us know. If there's something you'd like to see, if you'd like to get certified and you want to submit some stuff, reach out to us. If you have any other things you want to kick our way and talk about as far as water performance, we're here. Yeah, thank you everybody for your time. Enjoy the rest of your week. Take care.